In this video we are going to talk about a frankly very unpleasant phenomenon that happens with hamsters. I mean the fact that the mother, above all, eats the young. We will see that this is a phenomenon, this phenomenon of cannibalism, that can have nutritional causes and causes of behavior, of other types of causes that do not have so much to do with nutrition. After explaining the causes, obviously, what we are going to talk about in this video, which I think will be the most interesting for all of you, is to know how you can avoid this phenomenon. Because, believe me, it can be avoided or it can be corrected to a large extent. Okay, well, I won't talk anymore, I'll tell you here. Look, there are several reasons why a hamster female can eat some young. First, because the young has been born with some kind of anomaly, so that the mother sees that it is a non-viable young. And before she consumes resources that may be necessary for the rest of the litter, well, logically, she eats it. Also, and it has to do with this, well, too large litter, where there are many small hamsters, the mother thinks that she will not be able to take them all to term, that she will not be able to have milk for everyone, and she chooses to eliminate 2 or 3, so that she guarantees the continuity of the species with the rest of those who survive. Also, and this is the fault of humans, well, keeping the male hamster with the female, while it is giving birth, or with the first days after birth, causes the female to stress, and manifests this stress by eating the young, something also very unpleasant. Another cause, and it also has a lot to do with everything above, is that we have the habit of, as soon as the little hamsters are born, going to touch them. And what happens? That the hamster is born practically without hair, a small belly, just that, and by touching it, this is mostly done by children, we impregnate with our smell the surface of the hamster, which makes the female not recognize it as her own. Also, and this happens in 2 large cages, it may be that the little hamster was born at one end of the cage, away from the nest, and, believe it or not, does not properly impregnate with the smell of the mother, and sooner or later the mother acts against him with this phenomenon, basically because she thinks it is a strange calf. And finally, and this is the main reason why we make this video on this channel, there are also nutritional factors, deficiencies that the mother tries to supplement by eating some of her young, so that it guarantees the optimal feeding of the rest of the litter. Having said this, which are, let's say, the most common causes or theories that explain this phenomenon, I do have to tell you that it can be prevented, and there are several ways to prevent it. The first and main one, the male, out. The male does not have to be here at all. The male covered the female in her day, and at the time of birth, and the first 3 weeks after the birth, it is not convenient for him to live with the female. Logically, you have to provide the hamster female with a very quiet environment. Think that anything can stress her, and not only the presence of the male, but the continuous visits of the children, the fact that there is another pet in the house. I don't know, for example, a cat, that has detected the jaleo, and as a curiosity wants to approach, this scares and stresses the female. You must also provide quality food and in abundance. At this time, after the birth, you do not have to ration the female's food, but quite the opposite. Think that many cases of cannibalism occur because in the female's body there is a protein deficit, and in the face of this, we have to act. And there are several ways to act to correct this protein deficit. 1, the simplest, is that you take a hard egg, as it is, even with the shell, it is not necessary to separate it, you break it into small pieces and feed it to the mother. So you will be providing a lot of protein, the protein of the egg's albumin, and at the same time calcium, a calcium that for the hamster will be very necessary. And it is also great to take a little bit of salmon oil, which surely if you have a dog or a cat at home, you have, or if they do not sell, it is very cheap, maybe a bottle of, I don't know, half a liter is worth 5 or 6 euros, it is not something especially expensive, and you wet the food a little, so that we give it an additional amount of essential fatty oils, especially omega-3 and omega-6, which will correct the deficits that the female will surely have during this process. Okay, well, nothing else. Thank you very much and see you in the next one. Take care, bye.